Recording in progress.
Dear learners, faculty is joining in a while. Kindly wait.
Okay, hello everyone. How are you all? So in the last lecture, we talked about the C programming, right? And what kind of projects you can design with C. So basically more it was like the OS, the utilities, which are yet good but hard to design projects, right? For a BCS student. So today we'll be learning about other programming languages, a language like Java, which is good, efficient to design a GUI-based application, web application, mobile apps, or if you want to work with the enterprise solutions, right? So I hope by this time you might have decided that what project you are working in and which programming language you will be choosing, right? So kindly type the name of your project, those who have decided, and also the programming language you want to choose for it, right? Can you please type on the chat box? All those people who have already decided the project they are working in and the programming language they'll be choosing it for designing that particular project. And if you have not decided, you can write not yet. Like, okay, am I audible? Then no reply from you people. Okay, Ayusha has not yet decided. Okay, Resham Java script use करेंगे. Abhijit, you are confused. Why you are confused? What is your area of interest, Abhijit? Vivek has not yet decided. Sonia, what about you? See, Pawan, there is nothing like list of project, and I don't want to provide you the list, right? Because I don't want to limit your capabilities. So first, you should go and research like in which domain you want to work, like in which domain you want to work, right? Okay, Pawan. What is your area of interest? In which programming language you think that you are sufficient enough? Whether it's Java, JavaScript, Python, HTML, whatever you want, .NET platform, whatever you think, right? And then which kind of project you want to design, whether you want to design a web application, you want to design a website, you want to design a game, and that is purely based on your area of interest, right? So there is nothing like list. Neither I want you to provide a list, so that I don't want to, limit your capabilities. So in your guidelines, you have seen that there are different programming languages. You can choose any of the programming language and design one project. Okay? Yeah. Decide 2, 3 options based on your, your domain, and then surely you can discuss that with me, right? Okay. Okay, Sudita, not yet decided. Okay, Abhijit, you want to do project in Python, right? So what is the issue, Abhijit? Python is a very good language, very versatile. What do you want to do? You want to design a web development or a game? What do you want to do? Okay, Resham, what is the difference between website and web app? Okay, see, website is one, like you see the w3schools.com, or you go to the, like, if I talk about www.facebook.com, so that is a website, right? But when you install Facebook on your system, then that is a web app, in a simple words, right? What is a web app? An application that works with the web. And what is a website? That needs a browser to run it. Okay, like Zoom. Currently, you can run it on the browser also, and there's a one application also for the Zoom. So that is a application, right? Okay. Okay, Abhijit, see, the expectation from you being a BCA student is to design a project, right? Where you can explore the language and its capabilities. And second thing is that since, see, if you're designing any project, then you design something which is different from the existing one, right? You should have at least one feature, like I will include this, or maybe something that can solve the real life issues. Okay. Yeah, because like how you will show your project, and if you will not submit the EXE, how you will have to submit a soft copy, right? Okay, HP, so you want to design a food delivery app using the live map. That's good. So how your food delivery app will be different from the apps that we have currently? Like what feature you will be including? Like we have Zomato, we have Swiggy. How your app will be different? Or it will be the same, just a competitor? Yeah, Abhijit, data analytics से भी related project हो सकता है. You can go with the machine learning and data analytics. But see, I don't want you to decide a project which is beyond your capabilities, and later on you are not able to complete it, right? So if you decide a project, you should at least complete 80 to 90% of it. Then rest, some of the features you can say as the future work, right? So always decide a project based on your capability. Correct. And like you should not promise one thing which you cannot design, because then you promise something in the beginning and you are not able to achieve it, then that doesn't give a good impact to the examiner. Rather, you decide something which you are able to achieve, and then you can add on to it. Yeah, for website, or the, like if you are just designing a website, then you can run it on the dummy browser, you can show it to them, right? And if it is a exe or apk file, then you can surely share that. Yes, गोविंद, आप करेंसी कन्वर्टर्स, वेदर एप्स, ट्रैफिक लाइट सिस्टम ये भी दे सकते हैं, right? Because for websites, like we give a dummy URL. Okay, so we run it on the any dummy URLs, and then that you can share. Yeah, GitHub, I will have to check from university whether they approve GitHub or not, right? Okay, so the first, and how many of you are using Java as a programming language to design your project? Is any one of you interested in using Java or knows Java? Okay, so today I will be introducing you to Java. Some of the features of Java you might have learned about it. And any one of you, is anyone here who has not learned Java and don't know even the basics of Java? Is anyone here? Kindly type. Okay, you have learned Java, but okay, no worries. No worries, Resham. Anyone else who has not, don't have any basic idea of Java? See, the first question lies when you choose a project. Like you say, I'm designing a currency converter. Then my first question will be, being an examiner, that why you have designed this project? Like why? This is the first question. Then how? Like how you have designed it. So you said, okay, I use Python for it. So my second question will be, why you have used only Python? Why not Java, or why not, C++? Why not .NET framework? So there can be a questions, this type of questions around it. Okay. Okay, Ashish, you don't know Java. Okay. Right. So before deciding the project, you should also, yes, Aisha, you can type it on the chat box. Not allowed to open the mic. You can type it on the chat box. Okay, so what and how? These are two important things before starting any project, right? So give it a little bit more time and analyze. Now, Aisha, you can type it on the chat box, whatever you want to say. So today we'll be starting, this is our session 2, right? In which we'll be learning about Java programming. So object-oriented programming in Java, right? Okay. So what is basically Java? Java is a high-level programming language developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystem, right? James Gosling has developed Java at Sun Microsystem in the year 1995, and it was the first platform-independent language. Nowadays, platform independent is a very common term. Like, see, Python is platform independent, React is platform independent, right? But back in 1995, when Java came into the market with the term as platform independence, it was a very, it was a milestone in the industry of computer science, right? So Java became a very popular language because the languages before it were C and C++, and these were platform dependent. What do you mean by platform dependent? That if I write the code on Windows, I can run it only on Windows. If I write the code on Linux, I can run only on Linux, right? But in Java, this like interoperability was not there in C and C++. But Java has removed this limitation. It said that if you write the code on Linux, you can run it on Windows and vice versa, and you can also run it on Mac, right? So Java became a very popular programming language. Nowadays, like it's a very common term, platform independence, right? Now, what are the key features of Java? So first key feature of Java, as I told you, is the platform independence, right? So Java is a platform independent language which says write once and run it. You can write the code once and can run it everywhere. Second, it's an object-oriented programming. What does it mean by object-oriented? Java says that everything around us is an object that belongs to some particular class. Like suppose the chair I'm sitting is an object of furniture class. The pen I'm using is an object of digital pen class. If I say about this normal pen, then this is the object of normal pen class. If I say that's class, this is an object of utensil class, right? So everything around us is an object that belongs to some class. And what is a class? Class is a group of same type of objects. So now with the help of object-oriented programming, Java made programming more easy, right? you can easily diverse the complex systems and the programming became more easy for us. C++ is also object oriented but not pure. Similarly, Python also is object oriented, but then also it's not pure. But Java is a pure OOPS. What is mean by pure OOPS? That here, even if you have to print your name, you will have to use a class, right? Okay. Then third, Java has a simple and familiar syntax. The syntax of Java was derived from C++, which was a very popular language before Java. Okay, so it made it very common for the very useful for the programmers to learn, right? Because nowadays, like in the schools also, we have programming and people are doing the programming at very young age. Then we have BTech, MTech, BCA, MCA, and all use programming. Language, and there are people who are wise words in programming and software development. But back in 1995 there were limited people, right? So to make the programming easier for them, they have derived the syntax same as C++. Now fourth point of Java is that it's the secure language, right? Lot of emphasis was placed on the security of Java. Why? Because Java came into the era of internet programming, right? Internet. And when we talk about internet, the security is the main concern, that you don't want that you open a website or a web app and it hacks your entire data, right? Then fifth is the multi-threaded. What is mean by multi-threaded application? Yes, anyone has any idea? What is multi-threaded? Yes, anyone has any idea about multi-threaded application? So you know that, yes, very good, Resha. Multiple threads in one process, right? So what happens, like you know what is more task one time is basically multitasking, right? HP, like suppose I'm speaking also and I'm writing, that is multitasking. But what Java said that an application, the multiple parts of application can run concurrently also. Like in a single thread, you will have, in one process, you can have multiple threads. Right, in here what will happen, that your multiple parts can run concurrently. Like imagine, like nowadays the internet has such a good speed, systems are also, you know, quad core, multi-core, but back in 1995 neither the internet was that good and your CPUs were also only dual core were there, and that too limited editions, right? So we need a language which should work efficiently on this limited system. Clear? Right, suppose see, if I open a website and it's not loading for 5 minutes, what will happen? I will close it. Of course, I will close it, right? So we don't have a patient to wait. And back in year 1990s, the technology, the internet speed, that was not that good. So we need an application that runs simultaneously so that it increases the performance and the responsiveness of this particular project. Okay. Now, second is the rich standard. The sixth feature of Java is that it was a rich standard library. Java has a very good variety of built-in functions, very huge set of built-in functions, right? And it has a good set of packages. What are packages? Packages are the group of built-in classes, right? Like similar type of classes are grouped together in packages. Like we have modules in Python, we have header files in C and C++, we have packages in Java. So when Java was launched, it has three packages. It has six packages. Sorry, six important packages. So java.lang, that is a language package. It is by default there. Even if you don't import any package, java.lang is there. Then java.io, input output, java.util, that is utility, java.net, network, java.awt, abstract window toolkit, and java.applet. So applet was for GUI programming, right? And these were the six basic packages in Java when Java's second version was launched, right? Rest of the packages are the part of Java X. So nowadays we don't use applet. Instead of this, we use javax.swing for GUI application, JSP for the web-based applications, and so forth, right? Okay, so these are some key features of Java that made Java, very good programming language. Java is from 1995. Still, Java is in the market, so it's a very good language, right? Okay. Okay, Ashish, you said that only with SQL you can do a project. But see, SQL is a backend language. Project has two parts, a front end and a backend, right? And and with the help of SQL, I communicate with the backend. So what you will do in front end, like how you will design a front end, and what kind of project you can do with SQL? A database project? Have you decided anything like with only SQL that you can do? Because SQL is a backend language and you will need a language for the front end. Yes, Ashish, are you there? So if you have decided any project, you can write, type it in the chat box, right? Correct. So this key features of Java are clear. Now, why Java? So why like one should learn Java and why Java is a good programming language? So see, I know many programming languages, but Java is still one of the best language that I know. Why? Because Java helps